narcissistic lady can wear you out and hurt your feelings. Because they are self-centered, these women are risky and frequently harmful. The mere thought of having to deal with a narcissist irritates sigmas. In contrast to narcissistic women, who prefer to attract as little attention as possible, these women try to keep things low-key. They are highly dramatic and usually make a big deal out of themselves. Here are 9 methods to crush a narcissistic woman's ego. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button. Let's go. Number 9. Watch out for emotional manipulation. Narcissistic women are resourceful and adept at achieving their goals. People nearby are susceptible to manipulation to the point where they begin to question their perception of reality. These women are capable of anything. As long as they can maintain their level of power and influence, they will continue to do so. Anyone can suffer harm from a conceited woman. They put on a feeble act, but it's only a ruse to get inside the mind of their victim. After completing it, they can begin their quest. Because they don't reveal their true selves early away, their victims are unaware of any problems until it is too late. Stay away from their traps. No matter how hard a lady attempts to hide her narcissism, you should always be able to spot it. Cut all relations with that person as soon as you understand you are being manipulated, and don't look back too. Number 8. Don't acknowledge her. Women with narcissistic tendencies believe they are more significant than others. They constantly seek to be heard. They frequently exploit other people's behavior against them. Even when their victims haven't broken any laws, they use what individuals do against them to manipulate them into doing what they want. These ladies have a talent for making things appear negative. You should be incredibly intelligent and skilled at this game. Don't allow somebody to use your actions against you. Give narcissistic women no motivation to act in a certain way. Always be sincere and don't offer justifications. You stop them in their tracks because you are aware of how obnoxious and conceited women are. Promises that narcissistic women frequently know they won't be able to keep are common. Even less concern is shown for the person's feelings if a promise is broken. They do not perceive any connections to anyone save themselves. When these women tell you something, never believe them. Don't give these women a chance to offer excuses for not upholding their half of the bargain. They are aware that they won't comply if it doesn't benefit them. Number 7. Take action and avoid reacting. Women that are narcissistic tend to be arrogant and difficult to work with. Most people respond quickly when they can cause harm because they are offended. This results in a quarrel that can rapidly turn ugly, but it's nearly impossible to prevail over a lady who is full of herself. She refused to give up, and nothing you say has much effect on her. Anything can be thrown at you by a narcissistic lady. Avoid taking action when it occurs. React instead of answering. Narcissistic women don't give much thought to how their actions influence those around them. They are solely concerned about themselves. They are quite arrogant and easily irritated, but when they encounter a sigma, they find themselves in an environment unlike anything they have ever experienced. Unlike most individuals, sigma guys don't become upset, but they also don't simply go. When you act, they will respond. Number 6. Take her out of your life. A lady who solely thinks about herself can ruin any man's life. A sigma man can't stand how obnoxious and conceited she is. Like everyone else, a sigma guy might be in a relationship with a narcissistic woman. At first, he will attempt to coexist with her, but as time passes, he will come to the conclusion that they are no longer compatible. The sigma won't hesitate to permanently sever ties with her at this point. Male sigmas will take all possible precautions to avoid her if she is a family member. As long as they can avoid her, they don't care if they can no longer attend family events. Narcissistic females are problematic. He makes every effort to avoid her because they upset the equilibrium of a sigma's life. Number 5. Set and uphold clear limitations. Male sigmas establish boundaries with any narcissistic women in their lives. They deny them the opportunity to act inappropriately. These ladies have a tendency to treat those who voluntarily give themselves to them with disdain. They have no boundaries and are haughty. Sigma men don't allow narcissistic women to get too near, and they don't pose as friends with them. They make an effort to keep as far away from them as possible. They don't want to give these women a chance, therefore they are severe with them. Later, they will waste the limits. Sigma males clearly define their boundaries, and it doesn't matter how she feels about it. As long as she does, he doesn't care how she receives the message, and he will never, ever permit her to step outside of their confines. Sigma guys are very honest people who never let a lie get in the way of the truth. Number 4. Highlight the truth no matter what. They always keep an eye on what a narcissistic lady does when dealing with her. He is aware that she is shrewd and will attempt to manipulate him. These ladies don't always come across as brash and arrogant. Sometimes, they might appear incredibly frail, giving the impression that they aren't a threat. They can now obtain whatever they desire without exerting any effort thanks to this. No one can tell what is true anymore since they keep playing mental games, yet other people apply this technique in a different way. They confuse other people by displaying their pride. Because they are unable to defend themselves, they cause their victims to question their decision. Many guys fall for these kinds of women, but Sigma men are always on the lookout for the truth. Number 3. Strive to maintain an optimistic outlook. It is quite difficult to deal with a woman who is full of herself. When dealing with this type of lady, the most emotional stability is needed to maintain the situation. Sigma man doesn't let his emotions get in the way, despite the fact that she drives him crazy. He tries to be as optimistic as possible so long as they succeed. Sigma guys strive to view only the positive aspects of situations, rather than focusing on the negative. They are certain that ultimately they will achieve their goals. A Sigma will occasionally completely ignore a narcissistic lady in order to maintain his composure. He won't be concerned with what she is doing and will instead concentrate on what lies ahead. Number 2. Try to stay away from conflict or drama with her. The worst thing you can do is start an argument with a self-centered lady. These females enjoy engaging in combat. They strive to always be correct. No matter what, a Sigma man will never take the chance of fighting this kind of women. They are aware that she will cause a scene and make everyone feel awful for her if she gets the slightest opportunity. The emotional equilibrium is very important to Sigma men, thus they make an effort to avoid anything that can upset it. A Sigma will never engage into a battle with someone who is so arrogant and cunning because they will always find a way out. It is simple for people to believe that the Sigma man is at fault since narcissistic women make skilled actresses. Number 1. Recognize when to leave. It's not always possible to control how events unfold. The wisest course of action in this situation is to leave. Male Sigmas are incredibly committed and devoted to the people in their lives, but they also have boundaries. They detest narcissistic behavior, but if the offender is a close friend or relative, they will occasionally try to deal with it. Some of the things she does go unnoticed, and as a result, they never inquire about them. But there comes a time when he's just not willing to put up with that conduct. At that time, he quietly ends the relationship. Even if he still had feelings for her, he couldn't tolerate her behavior. A terrible relationship with a narcissistic woman would be better for a Sigma male to end. There you have it then. Hope you all had a good time viewing it. If so, give it a thumbs up, subscribe my channel, and enable notifications so you won't miss any next videos.